So, hello everybody and welcome to Vaidya's Chess Hub. And by the way, today's a very special session. The reason why it is going to be very special is because after a long time we are going to do what is called a tactics session. Um, I'm sure that you are ready with your notepad and that the A batch students are in particularly present. The other batches may join, but it's meant for the A batch students. So I hope that all of you are ready. And this is the time that I reveal that we are going to do about 10 positions. So that should be good. One session, 10 positions, roughly 5 minutes probably per position, and we are going to have a lot of fun. By the way, here is how we are going to do it. The way I want this done is that I'll give you the position, then we will have a discussion about the position, not in depth, well that's for you to solve, but we will probably get an overview of the position, and then I would probably concede 3 minutes of time. 3 minutes of time. I'll tell you why I thought 3 minutes would be really good. 1 minute for you to write down the position, and the remaining 2 is your thinking time. Now what we will, of course, why we'll find this exciting is because you also have this chat window in front of you. So we will probably enjoy the discussion. You can share ideas with your friends. I'm okay with that. And later, once the 3 minutes, I will have a countdown timer here. Once 3 minutes are done, I will show you the answer. So thank you so much. Thank you so much everybody, and it is time now for us to begin. All your comments are just amazing, in the sense that people have liked my entry a lot, so I'm very thankful for that. It's because we are meeting after such a long time. This tactics thing was very anticipated. Amazing. And I formally welcome all of you, and I think it is time for us to start with the first position. Let me know if you're ready with your notepad. Just type yes, so that I know that for sure you're ready with your notepad. Hello everybody, and people who are joining us, welcome. It is great to once again be with you to discuss these positions. Tactics is something that we're doing definitely after a long time. And for those who are new to our channel, well, this is our uniform. I guess outsiders should know that. People watching it for the first time should know that. This is our jersey, and I think people are saying that we are ready. So I think I'm going to start now. So I will bring the first position on the board, and here it is. So this is your first position. Now what I want you to look at first is the king position. You always should be careful. First attention should always be to the king. So I think we have this white king here, which is safe. This black king here, which looks safe. I'm saying, but it's not. It's white to play here. Look at the material. What can you find about the material here? Both of them have the queens. There are 2 rooks. There are 3 minor pieces. White has 2 knights and a bishop. Black has 2 bishops and a knight. And white has got 7 pawns, and so does black. So this is the position. I will want you guys to write down this position. Very important. So I'm going to wait probably for a minute before you can actually start the discussion. And it's a very nice position. You can, after you write the position, as I said, you're free to write down in the chat what you think the answer is. Good suggestion. I will incorporate that the next time. We'll see how it goes. I will get a preview done and we'll find out. But anyway, back to the much important stuff here. Well, I hope that you've written down the position, or maybe you are writing the position, because I'm going to put a countdown timer. It's very important that you do that. So let me know. And very warm welcome to the people who are still joining in. And those who have just joined us, this is our very first position. It's white to play here, and white has a definite decisive advantage here, but it is for us to find out the exact method to do it. Now you need to type in the chat window if you are done writing the position, so that the countdown timer can begin. But 3 minutes are enough per position. You've got to go ahead and do 10 such positions. And how I am? Well, I'm absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. And by the way, I'm waiting for you guys to actually tell me that you guys are done writing the position. Very important. So can I say that you're done writing the position? Yeah, done. Is that Prathamesh? So hi Prathamesh, thanks for joining in. Did you join late, by the way, Prathamesh? I wonder. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, we'll have the chat window there, no problem. But at the same time, I'm interested in making sure that you have a timer there, because we don't want to discuss one position for too long here. So now I guess you have the way I want it. Excellent. You can now chat if you want. You can try moves here. And very important, you note that the time is ticking. So we have about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left now. White to play here. I will leave you in company of good music, of course. I'm waiting for people to actually put up some good lines in the chat. If you see the first move, the second move, go on knight h6. I believe that is Durvan, or rather let's say Sanchit. I think that's Sanchit. Don't just type the first move, okay? Don't just type the first move, go ahead and type the variation if you can. Rajna, knight h6 is I believe a check. So what next? We have 1.5 minutes. Thanks Legend Cuber. I told you that I yesterday did do a lot of work with music. By the way, now we are almost going to reach the 1 minute mark. I'm waiting for you to tell me if you are getting it or not. Gotta tell me, guys. Thank you. So what is the line? Knight h6, check. What next? What's up, guys? 30 seconds more. That's it. I hope Nijapkar is here. Samarth Nijapkar was the first one to say hi. I wonder. 20 seconds more. Bishop h6, check. Rajna, bishop h6? Really? Bishop h6? How's that possible? Yeah, g takes h6. Yeah. And now down to the final 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. So we are done with the first position. I'm going to show you the answer. By the way, I was hoping that 3 minutes would be enough for you to actually find out the complete thing. People did get the first move. I am very impressed with that. That is indeed the first move. Let us look at what people had to say in the chat window. I did not get a lot of it. There's one line mentioned here: knight h6 check. There is g takes h6, bishop takes f6. Part is saying knight to h5. Prajna then says queen g3. And now time to look at the position and then view the answer. So I'm going to now reveal the answer. Well, the answer here is knight h6 check. Now you must notice that the knight is the piece that can jump over pieces, so this definitely is a very good check. But now, hang on, you will say, sir, can this pawn just take this knight? Well, yes, that can happen. So after g takes h6, it is important that you find out the next move, which is bishop takes f6. Now what happens is, why this is such a great move is because then you have this bishop attacking this queen, and at the same time we will then threaten queen g3 check, and after the king cannot go to h8 because of the bishop. After bishop blocks the check, we will probably be able to deliver this fantastic checkmate on this g7 square. Absolutely fantastic. I have no doubt that you've understood the plan, the agenda here. The point is that you must really try harder the next time you have the position, because I didn't get the complete solution in 3 minutes that we had. I got some answers, but okay, Jay has joined now. Joining late, but I don't know the reason. Alright, I hope you got the answer right. I'm going to play that on the board to show you what exactly happened. In the game, it indeed was the end because black did move the queen. And after that, the finish was pretty easy. Is queen g3 check. Mind you, not queen g4. Simple reason, if you give queen g4 check, a queen will be lost. So that's not the point. You give queen g3 check. The king has nowhere to go because all the squares are taken by bishop and the queen. So the only move black here had the position, and you have noted the answer. Yeah, sincerely hope that. So I will now wait about 30 seconds, a minute, so that you can write down the answer in your notepad, and then we can proceed on to the next one. Okay. So I hope you did what was required and that you have written the solution. Alright, can we move on to the next? Let me know. By the way, I would not want you to type just the first move. That is so not done. If you just type the first move, come on, you can do better than that, not just the first move. You can do much better than that. So type the complete line, complete variation that you are able to see. Can we actually go ahead and go to the next position? Or Prathamesh is saying yes. Alright. So we will now move to the next position. Let me take you quickly to the board. Here it is. And now we are going to do the next position. There you go. Here again it is white to play, and I will give you the first minute probably to write down the position. Make sure you write the position properly. It is white to play here. So you can ask me the doubt, but before the next position is loaded, in this case I will take the doubt. Go ahead, ask me. Let there be no doubt left. What was the doubt? Until that time, people keep writing the position for, you know, this one, and then depending on the doubt, I just may go back a little while to that position again and we'll study. By the way, there is another thing that I'm going to tell. As usual, we're going to start with a countdown timer. Okay, are you done writing the position? The last position, let's go back. For a moment I'm going to go back, guys, to that last position. So let me just, well, if the queen takes the bishop, the opponent will get the bishop, but we will get the queen. And in chess, that's always a very favorable trade. If you are able to get the queen for the bishop, that's always great. I mean, I'll be very happy if you take my bishop like that and give your queen. I will always be happy. That is why, in fact, black player moved the queen away, but of course it was going to be checkmate or a losing position anyway. He could have as well resigned. By the way, those who are our new viewers and those who are not so knowledgeable about this game, you can resign. In cricket, you don't find the losing team resigning, but in chess, if a player knows that he is going to surely lose or she's going to surely lose, they resign. So back to the board, and we are going to continue writing the position. This was the position, and I'm sure that the discussion helped and your doubt is clear. I'm going to wait, don't worry about that. I'm going to wait. So let me know. So let me start the countdown again. I believe it is time for us to once again start with the countdown thing. And so here it is. And I have already started getting lines. That is amazing. So there is this line here that I see by Sanchit, I believe. It's wonderful. So Sanchit has given us this line. I wish to share that with you. So this is the line shared. Rook c5. Well, rook c5 attacking the queen. Okay. Rook c5 does attack the queen. The merit of rook c5 is that the rook attacks the queen. Surely. So what have we been getting? One minute, 50 seconds left. Got two people sharing the line, and he is saying rook f4, queen takes f4, queen h7 is checkmate. Okay, so it's about 2 minutes 30 seconds. Try to look for variations here. Samartha has shared a very nice variation, but what if queen doesn't take the rook in your variation? Yes, so Samartha has also given us the other variation. He says rook f4. Hello, Kshitij has joined us. I wonder why you're late. You got the notification late or something? Anyway, but you're welcome. We are now looking at this position. We've got about 1 minute 50 seconds more. It's white to play. This is position 2, and we are going to look at 10 positions in all. This is our second position. Well, Kshitij is saying rook c8. Rook c8. Whoa. Wouldn't that be a little risky? Rook c8. So Kshitij is forgetting that this knight could, very important guys to calculate such things. And now we have 1 minute remaining, so I'm going to ask you again a very simple question. Are you getting it or not? Okay. Queen d6. So you mean this queen will go to d6? And what is the plan? 30 seconds remain, guys. 30 seconds remain. Are we getting new lines? Work. Those who are new to chess, you now appreciate how much of calculation goes in before making every move. Amazing, isn't it? Okay. And now we are going to see the solution. I believe the timer just restarted, so we are going to at the moment look at only the board, and the solution is as follows. It is what Nijapkar shared with us. Rook f4, absolutely brilliant. Now this move means that the queen is attacked and black only has so many things to do. Not there. So queen is attacked. Well, of course, if black queen takes our queen, then rook takes f8 is checkmate. That's the first variation I'm going to show you. If the black queen takes our queen, then rook takes f8 is just checkmate. Beautiful indeed. If the black queen takes the rook, thinking that it is just a free piece, well, that just cleared the path for our queen. And therefore it is queen takes h7 checkmate with the support of this knight. Beautiful indeed. Now those who were thinking about maybe supporting the rook and going back, so let's say queen c8. Now rook takes f8 is not mate, but then there is still this queen h7 check. And those like Kshitij who were thinking rook c8, the problem with rook c8 is he could take with the knight and the position is still intact. In fact, we've just given up our rook. Very important that you look at such variations. I'm sure that you actually like this position. I hope that you are writing down all the variations. So I'm going to let the chessboard be there for a little while till you write down the positions, probably about a minute. so that later we can continue with our next position. So let me know. No need for you to have the chessboard in front of you because you have that on the screen here. You can write it down later, practice it on your boards. So congratulations to Nijapkar, he shared the variations. In fact, he shared 2 of them. That is a very good job. Wonderful indeed. And type in the chat if you're done writing the positions, because as soon as you are done writing the positions, we will move to the next position, which will be the 3rd position. So Kshitij is done writing all the positions or studying all the positions, and I think now it is time for us to go to the next position. But before that, I told you there's something special that I want to share with you. Okay, now what I wanted to share with you is that I'm going to recommend all the viewers 3 videos that they can watch on our channel, especially to gain more knowledge. And those who are from the A batches, well, go ahead and watch these videos one more time, because I tell you what, I'm going to take a lecture probably 2 weeks later on these topics in depth. So here is my first recommendation. Okay, of course you all know that it's the Vaidya's Chess Hub, and my recommendation number 1 is about this topic. So I want you to watch this video. It's about what is checkmate and what is stalemate, the difference between the two. Those who are very comfortable with it, I recommend that you go ahead and watch it one more time, because believe me, there will be an in-depth discussion in the coming days on this. And those who are new to our channel, well, definitely you would love watching this video, especially if you don't know what is the difference between a checkmate and a stalemate. Okay, so I am sure that you have noted that recommendation. Of course, you can later on go ahead after this session, you can go ahead and watch. I'm going to give you 3 recommendations. That was the first one. And now without further ado, let me take you to the next position. Well, this was the old position, the previous position, and now we will go to the next position. It's white to play again here. And let's wrap it up very quickly. Start writing down the position, and I will start the countdown timer, because I believe 3 minutes are more than enough. So of course, those who have problem with their charging, they are saying that they have a problem with their phone not being charged enough, you can of course watch later. So here we go, and I've already started the timer. I'm going to leave you in company of good music, at least for a minute. You can meanwhile start typing your lines in the chat as soon as you're done writing the position. As I have said, you can start typing your lines in the chat, whatever it is that you feel is the answer. Very important that you do that. You are welcome, Legend Cuba. Guys, 40 seconds, 45 seconds more. I've only got one variation. One move rather. So you think, welcome Pooja ma'am. I think Pooja ma'am is with us. Last 20 seconds. Saying done, but type the variation. Thanks Jay. Jay has given the input. If queen g4, if rook moves, then queen takes g7. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Will be time up in just 2 seconds more. Okay, so the time is up, and so let's get back to the discussion. So what it is that you found in the variation is queen g4. Some people thought queen g4, and I also got one variation where people actually thought bishop could take the rook, because that's a good trade. Bishop will be lost, but we will gain the rook. But is there, after that, is there a good way for us to defend the queen, or rather manage that loss? Very important. I was waiting for our seniors to tell us the answer. They haven't shared anything. Let's see if they are doing something, if we are getting enough answers here. Well, there are some answers. It's queen e5. There is Vihang is saying bishop takes g7. Hello Vihang. Thanks for joining in, man. Hello Pooja ma'am. Bishop takes h7. Again, you're giving me just the one move, not just one move. How do you proceed? If you think bishop takes g7 check, then what happens after king takes? If bishop takes g7 is your answer, then what happens after king takes? What do you do then? Okay, the time is up anyway, so it is my now duty to tell you what exactly the answer is, and it is indeed bishop takes g7 check, and king has to take. Note that black king has no other option apart from taking this, because this square is taken by the bishop, so there is no other option than to take the bishop. Now what follows is queen e5 check, king g6, queen f5 check. Look, everything is forced. Now queen cannot be taken because of the support of this bishop, and after king h6 it is made in two moves. Queen f6 check, king h5, g4. It's just checkmate. Now, this is just a very pretty sight. I'm sure that you are actually loving this. What a beautiful checkmate this is over the board. The black king is completely, I always say that, you know, such positions actually are nice, because we lure the king into our camp and then finally deliver the checkmate. So let's once again go back to the position and see how it exactly happened on the board. Let's take it back. So bishop takes g7 check, king takes g7, queen e5 check, king g6, queen f5 check with the help of the bishop, king h6, queen f6 check, and after king h5 it was g4 checkmate. Notice that the king cannot take the pawn because the pawn is supported by the bishop. Beautiful and very pretty indeed. And it's a lovely pattern of a checkmate. So those who found out bishop takes g7, wonderful. However, please next time, please remember that I don't want you just to tell the first move. You should be able to type the continuation. Okay, so let me know in the chat if we can proceed. Thanks, Jay. Thank you, Jay. So can we now go to the next position or should I wait? Okay, made the mistake with the pawn. So let me know if we can go to the next position. You want me to wait for a minute to write down the correct solution? Let me know. Absolutely. Don't mind me having enjoying a cup of tea. It's because it's the evening time and not had my cup of tea. Very refreshing. Pardon me for that. Thank you. There are two variations. Prajna can show me the second variation later. We will now go on to the next position. In a minute. In a minute. Okay guys, so let me know if you're done. Okay, so many people are indeed saying that they are done with it. So I'm going to now take you back to the position. This is the way it was, but this is the previous position. Let's now go to the next position, which is this on the board. It's white to play again. And let us, as usual, make a discussion about what is the material count. So here you find that both of them have their queen and the minor piece. So both of them have the bishop. Of course, it's a light color bishop. And so we'll find out the winning technique here. Now, there are players who enjoy such positions where there is less material over the board. Okay, so I hope that you have written down the position. And if yes, let us actually go ahead to the chessboard. Again, I want you guys to type the entire thing, not just the first move. How many times more will I tell everybody that? Not just the first move. Thank you, Prajna. At least there is a variation. So Prajna says bishop f5, bishop takes f5, queen b8 check. Nadish is saying queen e4. Okay. Hope that you are working hard. Work on it. Keep typing the complete lines in the chat. You have about a minute and 50 seconds. I'll join you then. One minute more, guys. 1 minute more. Very important. Utilize it. Thirty seconds more. Queen c8. Queen takes c8. Vihang, I don't believe what you're saying. That's an impossible move, right? Queen takes c8. Queen takes c8 checkmate cannot be the first move. You should put the move numbers, Vihang. 5 seconds more. Okay, before I reveal the answer, I want to share something. Do not type only the first move. The next thing is, whenever you're responding to something said by a member, you should put the move numbers. Like for example, queen takes c8 is not possible as a first move. I'm sure that Vihang was talking about the second move. We will see the solution now, and by the way, after we see the solution, before going to the next position, I will give you my second recommendation that I want everybody to watch. So this was the position, and now I'm going to share my answer with you. So bishop f5 is indeed the perfect move. So congratulations those who got it. Now it doesn't look like a great move immediately, so you would say, so what, the bishop is attacked. Well, what you should notice in such a position is that black has got his back rank weakness to play with. So let us look at the first variation here. Let's say if black takes this bishop, well then thanks again to the back rank, we have this beautiful queen b8 check. And after queen b8 check, the only way to block this check is to bring the bishop back, and that's where I think Vihang was telling us that queen takes c8 is indeed checkmate. What indeed a beautiful variation. Okay, this is really beautiful, and I'm sure you love that variation, but there are more variations I'm going to show you. Let's take it back. Let's say black decides against taking this bishop. So what else then could he play? He could probably defend the bishop somehow. But even if you defend the bishop, which in this case happened, after bishop f5, let's say he does something else. What can he do here? Let's say he can bring the queen back to defending the bishop. So the queen could probably go to c3, one of the variations, of course. And in that case, the beauty is that you play queen b8. Notice how this queen and the bishop attack, and there is no way that black will be able to add another defender. So this is really beautiful. In any case, white will lose the piece and will go on to lose the game. So those are the two variations, and actually the second one that I showed is what happened in the game. That was just brilliant. So I want you actually to write down that second variation. It's a very important variation, that second one. So please write it down. And there were quite a few people who got it. If the queen checks, I'm going to show you that variation also very quickly. Here you can see that some people indeed have asked that. I was hoping that people are going to ask me that. So let's go back to that position, and let's say that after bishop f5, if queen gives a check, mind you, these squares are taken by our pieces. So black, if he has to give a check, well, the only way black can do it is by queen a1 check. Well, after you do that, black only has this one check, because after king h2, black doesn't have any more checks, and the position remains the same. Again, if bishop takes, then again you have this checkmate as we saw earlier. And again, if the queen comes back to defend this bishop, because the bishop needs the support, again you end up playing queen b8, which, as we saw, ends up winning the piece with only one defender. So I hope that people got what I'm saying. So queen a1 check also was a very important variation to study. So let me know if you're done writing down all the variations. So let me know if we can proceed to the next position. Well, if the pawn moves, we win the free piece. If black just moves the pawn, we win the piece. That's simple. The bishop is attacked. Don't forget, after bishop f5, we are attacking the bishop. Alright, let's go on to the next position then. So this was the position that we currently studied. Just to show that variation one more time, after bishop f5, somebody said, to get out of this back rank situation, what if black just decides to move the pawn or something? Well, in this case, don't forget that we are actually attacking the bishop, so we are winning a free piece. That's absolutely good. We emerge a piece up here. Anyway, time to move to the next position, and here it is, right in front of you. This is a typical endgame tactic, and I shall immediately start the clock. Start utilizing the time at hand, and once you're done writing the position, please start firing away your answers. And what I've decided is that my second recommendation of the video will be after this position, because we have to get along and do all the 10 positions. Let's do this, let's get this out of the way, and then I shall go ahead and share my recommendation. This is a live this is a live session, Prajna. So how can you download something that is not yet over? It's amazing. Isn't it funny? Rajna, I hope I've cleared your doubt. It is going on live. There is no way you will be able to download it now. So Kshitij has shared the answer, but I also want to know, Kshitij, if you're writing the position, make note of the position. Very important. Vihang has also shared a line. He says g6 check, king takes f6, g7. How can you play g7 after that? Vihang, put move numbers. That's not right. "45 seconds more." Down to the last 15. And the time is up. By the way, then, did you get the answer? Okay, let me know. Well, this was a very nice effort by most of you. It's an endgame position, and Pooja ma'am thought, well, pushing g6, king will take. Vihang said the right first move g6, but his next move was g7. If the king has taken the pawn, how can we play g7? Time to look at the answer. So what is the answer here? Well, the answer is what Vihang said. It's indeed the pawn push. It's a check. Now notice that the king cannot take the pawn because the knight has it protected. And after king takes f6, it's a free pawn. Now it is here that we play g7. Very important. And that's what Vihang probably was saying. And king takes g7. Now you'd wonder, sir, White gave away 2 pawns. Now I'm sure you see the fork. Knight f5. Absolutely brilliant. Here we go. So this is a fork after the king moves anywhere. Knight will be a piece up. White will mop up this pawn, and then you would have your pawn moving all the way to winning square, giving White a lovely victory. Let's go back. It was g6 check, king takes f6, and then g7. And indeed, that was the second move. Vihang, please write down move numbers. And this is the fork. I'm sure you saw that right, and most of you did. King, wherever the king goes doesn't matter. White will pick up the piece and the pawn will go on to the move. This is beautiful. No doubt that you've enjoyed this. Congratulations, Vihang, you are the first to say g6. Now, I'm sure Pooja ma'am also realized that g6 was indeed the correct move. Well done, Rudra, well done. So let me know if you're ready to move on to the next position. But it's time for the recommendation first. So I am going to tell you what my next recommendation is. There are 3 videos, as I said, I'm going to recommend. I've already recommended you the first one, which was the difference between checkmate and stalemate. Another one that I'm going to recommend to you is something that the beginners or even intermediate players, they confuse with or get confused with. It is the castling. Like when you can do castling, when you cannot castle, what are the rules governing it? Can castling actually be used as a tactic? It's a very important thing. Castling can be used as a tactic. There is a theme in Double Attack where castling actually gave a Grandmaster a victory. That's why I said in the coming weeks we will explore this in detail. But for the moment, I recommend strongly that you guys watch this video. And let us now go back to the position. So let me know if you are ready. So I am going to probably invite the chat, and yes, so people are ready for the next position. They're saying yes, so why not? Let's go to the next position. This was the position that we were doing, and the next position. White to play here, and I'm going to immediately start the timer now that you've got a hang of the process. Let's not waste any time at all. 3 minutes will start. Kshitij has requested me to just check his answer. Well, of course, what he said was queen takes d7, king takes d7, bishop e5 check, king c8, bishop a6 is checkmate. He thinks. There are 5 seconds more. And the time is up. By the way, Vihang is of a different opinion. Vihang is saying that the correct line is bishop e4, rook d8, bishop f7, rook c8, queen takes d7 check. Okay, time now for us to go ahead and see the solution. And by the way, it is indeed queen takes d7 check. Kshitij got it spot on. The king will take, and after that you have bishop b5, which is in fact a double check. So those who are new to the channel or watching it for the initial times or very first time even for that matter, and if you're not aware of what is a double check, well, this is a double check. This bishop moved to b5 and started giving a check of its own, but at the same time it was on d3, so there's a discovered check by this rook. So this is a kind of a situation that is called as a double check. It's a very important thing, and in a double check, the beauty of a double check is that there is no other thing than to move the king. Normally when it's a check, you can block the check, you can take the checking piece, but when it comes to a double check, you have to always move the king. So in this position, what happens is the king has to move, and of course the king went to c8, and bishop a6 is indeed checkmate. Congratulations, Kshitij, you got it right. Of course, over here some people may wonder that after queen takes bishop, what if the black king goes to f8, not accepting that sacrifice? Well, in that case, let me just say that it's a piece for nothing, and really that is not something in chess you can tolerate. So that means that white just won a piece, just like that. It's very important that you understand such critical elements. By the way, I'm going to go back to the solution. In the game, of course, black took, and this double check is a very important thing. And I'm going to share an important line with you after we end up writing this solution. So king c8, and by the way, the king cannot go back. Notice that bishop still has e8 square covered, and this bishop here has stopped the king from going anywhere else, and there is this rook check. So in this case, king c8 was the option, and bishop a6 is checkmate. Doesn't look like checkmate, but all the squares are taken, and it is a very important checkmate. Okay, so what is it that I said I want to share with you? What I want to share with you is the line about double check. There is discovered check and there is double check. Remember, every double check is a discovered check, but every discovered check is not necessarily a double check. I'll say it again. It's a very nice line. Every double check is a discovered check, otherwise there's no way you can give two checks. But every discovered check is not a double check necessarily. It's very important. Let's just remember that. It's a very important principle to remember. And now, let me know in the chat if you are ready to go to something new, something that is even better. Well, I'm not taking challenges today. This is a lecture on tactics. But of course, later we'll play. Sure. Okay, so let's get ready for our next position. This was the position that we just saw, and this is the next position. It is white to play, and this is our 7th position. 8, 9 and 10 more to go. So again, as usual, so when you get such positions, what is the material difference here? Let's try to find out. You have queens for both sides, 2 rooks for both the sides. That is pretty evenly balanced, a minor piece. White has 5 pawns and black has an extra pawn. Would that matter? Well, not really. White has a winning position here. Try to find out what it is that White can do. I am now going to set up the time control, and you know that it is 3 minutes starting now. Black is indeed a pawn up here. So we have a line here. Rook g5, queen takes g5, queen takes e6. Okay. We have a line. Aryan Patel. Hello, thanks for joining. Hi Aryan. We have a line. The line is Rook g8, Queen takes g8. Aryan says Rook g6, H takes g6, and Queen takes e6 is checkmate, he thinks. Okay, 5 more seconds. Watch the time, guys. And the time is up. Okay then. I'm sure you enjoyed watching and trying the position the way it was. And by the way, we do have the correct answer. I'm so happy. Okay, I'm really happy whenever that happens. There is a correct answer, and I really, it starts sticking me like, okay, this student got it. And it is remarkable to see how chess works. You can just sacrifice material if you're going to get a winning attack. So we will go ahead and find out what that particular line is that I'm talking about here. Let's see the solution. It is indeed Rook g6. What a move. It is difficult actually to come up with such moves if you're really you're not studying chess. It's an incredible move because the pawn can just take the rook, just put in the middle. But then that is precisely the winning move, because if the queen takes the rook, then pawn takes the queen, and I told you already that this is always good. If you're going to get the queen in return for your rook, then this is always beneficial. However, the pawn could be taking it. So if the pawn takes the rook, then what happens here is that the queen has lost her touch with this crucial e6 square that was attacked by the knight and the queen. Or somebody did point out that particular checkmating position on e6. So look how beautifully this pawn actually does the trick for us. And that is why in this particular situation, after pawn takes the rook, you have queen takes e6, checkmate. Notice the queen is supported by the knight and the king really has got no squares, so cannot go. And there are his own pieces. Okay, these are known as friendly pieces. Let me use the red color to show them. These are known as friendly pieces. Remember that. It's a very important terminology. Friendly pieces in the sense that they are helping us. The king could have escaped to f8 or g7, but they can't because of his own pieces. So those are called friendly pieces for us. Okay, so congratulations to the people who got it right. And let me know if we can. Yes, Aryan Patel, you suggested rook g6. So are we ready to move on? Let me know. This is beautiful. A lot of chat lines suggest a lot of moves, but Aryan Patel definitely gets the credit for this one. People are telling me that they are ready, and so am I. Let us proceed to the next position. This was the position that we were doing right now, and now this is the next position. However, this time I'm going to have to flip the board because it is going to be black to play. So far, if you have noticed that we were having all white to play positions, and now we will have the last three positions where it is black to play and win. So that's why you have the board flipped. Notice that the coordinates have changed, and I am going to now start the clock. 3 minutes, and let me know in the chat once you're ready what you think the answer is. After this position, I'm going to give you my third and final recommendation of a video. I've already given you 2 recommendations. I'm going to give you the third. So the lines have started coming in, and we have again Aryan Patel suggesting rook takes a2. After rook takes a2, rook a1 check, king h2, queen h1 is checkmate. Great work, Parth, if you're getting some of those segments or fragments. It is wonderful. About a minute left for us before we see the solution. After this, we will be left with the last 2 positions for this session. Prathamesh, you're saying you're ready. Well, why don't you type the variation? So Vihang gives us a line here. He says Rook A1, Rook takes A1, Rook C1, Rook takes C1 check, Queen E1, Rook takes E1 check, King H2, Queen H1 mate. Sanchit says Rook A1, Rook takes A1, Rook takes A7, King H2, Queen H1 mate. Time for us to now see what the solution indeed is. So here was the position, and the answer definitely is Rook C3. Not Rook A1, but it is Rook C3. So I don't think quite a lot of people got that. It's a very important move. Now why is that? Because now if Rook takes A2, we have Rook takes C1 check, and after the king moves, we have Queen H1 checkmate. And for those who are thinking that after Rook C3, well, why not just Rook takes Rook? Because we will end up winning the Queen. This is just brilliant. So I have no doubt that you've enjoyed actually watching this beautiful attack, isn't it? Absolutely remarkable. I'll take you through it one more time. The first move is Rook C3. And if Rook takes A2, then Rook takes C1 is check. The only move for the white king is King H2, and then Queen H1 is checkmate. Notice how this queen is beautifully aided by this Rook on C1. And if after Rook C3, white plays Rook takes C3, well then he loses the queen. Beautiful indeed. And let me know if you enjoyed it. Let's see what's happening in the chat window. Yes, it was a good puzzle. There's no doubt about that. There are two variations. Prajna, you're absolutely right. And did anybody suggest it? Let me know if I've, in the speed of chat, if I've missed. I think it was someone, yes, I think the ID states Nachiket Patil, who suggested Rook C3, but was it before I shared the answer? Okay, now before we go on to the next one, here is what we agreed to do. There is another recommendation I have. I've already given you 2 recommendations, and now I'm going to give you my third and the final recommendation. Let's see what that recommendation is going to be. I suggested castling the last time, and my third and final recommendation is on a topic that confuses a lot of people. So it is en passant. The en passant rule confuses a lot of players. So I sincerely want you to go ahead and watch that video. The duration is intentionally kept very small, but it covers the entire spectrum. It covers all the points. So I have no doubt you will enjoy watching the video. 3 minutes and 45 seconds is the duration of the video. It will guide you completely about what en passant is. And by the way, it is not en passant. Don't go by the spelling. It's a French term. So it is en passant. Very important indeed. So that was my third and final recommendation. We'll sum up the recommendations after we are done with all the 10 positions. At the moment, I think we are free now to go to the next position. And yes, there were, yeah, I said that the ID Nachiket Patil suggests rook c3 for the last position. Let me know if you are ready for the next position, which is the penultimate position, the second last position for today. And accordingly, then we can proceed. Many of you are asking, can I play with you? Well, this is a training session, so I will definitely contemplate playing with you once this training session is over, or maybe the next time I log in when it is not a training session. I always love playing against, and in fact, let me share this. One of our members was telling me that his father actually plays chess. So I'm open to all the challenges and I will enjoy playing. But this is the training session, and at the moment focus on the training that you are receiving. Of course, later we will play. So let me know if you are ready for the next position. People are saying that they are ready, so am I. Let's go to the next position, which is the second last position for today, and here is the position. Compare as usual the pieces. It's a very tricky position because the queens are facing each other. You don't see that often, and it is black to play, not white to play. That's why you have the coordinates changed. And I will now start the timer. You all know that we all got 3 minutes. That's what we have been doing today. And here we go. Your time starts. Let me know in the chat. Do not type just the first move though. I want you to write down the entire variation that you see. And we will of course appreciate anybody who comes up first with the correct answer. But please do note the positions. Enjoy the music for some time. The lines have started coming in, about a minute and a half more. Okay, Samartha says rook e1 should happen first. Rook e1 check he thinks. By the way, you've got to mention the plus sign. Your A batch students, don't miss out on that. About 15 seconds more. So we are going to very soon see the solution, and I hope that majority of you spotted this winning move for black. The time is up, and I suppose we should immediately go to the solution. In this position, The winning move is indeed rook e1 check. This is often known as deflection. It's a check, and what happens is if the king moves, then rook takes b1, and if queen takes, then we can of course take back and black emerges a piece up. However, after this check, if white decides to take our rook, assuming that he will lose rook for a rook, he has just given up the support that his queen had, and so it is easy for us to pick up the queen. And very important to note that it supports the rook here. That is why white does not entertain or should not entertain thoughts of a back rank checkmate. I think that last part was so important. I'm sure you loved it. The fact that queen took queen but was controlling e8. I have no doubt that you loved it. Otherwise, even white had the back rank checkmate idea. This was absolutely incredible. So let us go and find out in the chat window if there were a lot of people with the answer. Yes, a lot of people had the answer rook e1 check. The king can definitely move. The bishop on f4 is actually the white bishop, so that doesn't stop the bishop. So if you are thinking that after this check the king cannot go to h2, well, this is the white bishop, not the dark bishop, the black bishop. Okay, so who was the one who should be credited? Destroying the defender could be also said for this, as is deflection. So congratulations. Thank you so much, Prajna. This was incredible indeed. And even I loved, putting this as a tactical puzzle for you guys. And now we will go on to the last position. So let me know if you are ready for it. Let me know if you are ready to go to the last position, ultimate position, as people will say in the chat. The last position, the ultimate position, the penultimate and the ultimate position. By the way, I want to know something. I am here in our jersey, in our uniform, and because I'm treating it as good as a lecture, I want to know if you guys also are taking it that seriously. If you are also seated in the uniform. I've talked about the guys by this chess hub. The other viewers, of course, at home can just enjoy. So let's go to the chat and find out if people are indeed ready, and they are saying they are ready. So am I. Let us go to the final, the ultimate position for this session, which is this. It is black to play, and by the way, this position is one of my favorites because it teaches us how to bust open the king that looks safe. I repeat, the king that looks safe. It's not safe, but it looks safe. It's very important. And now we are going to set the timer for one final time, and here we go. Final position, about last 7 to 8 minutes of this session. Hello to Nidhi, who has just joined. So, hi Nidhi, but you joined in late. Riddhi has joined right from the start. I wonder how much of the lecture you missed. Let me know. Hello Mohit. Thanks for joining in, but I hope that you did not miss much. If you just joined, well, you've joined for the last position. The lecture began at 6:30 as agreed. I hope you joined us earlier. You're just saying hi now. About a minute more. Good to know. Nidhi says I've attended every lecture, so kind of you. Time is up, and I hope that you got the answer. Well, let us see. There were a lot of people in the chat who were giving us the answers, or some of them did. And time now to find out whether they got the right answer. I have already told you that this is definitely one of my favorite positions because it tells you how to bust open a king that actually looks safe. Mark my words, the king looks super safe, but then suddenly, there are things you can do and the king comes right into the open and suddenly there is a checkmate threat. So let us straight away dive into the position and find out what was the winning game. Black played rook d2 check. Notice that the rook cannot be taken because of the support of this knight. So what happened in the game was king took the knight. For a moment white looks happy, but then rook takes b2 check and more material is sacrificed. Now if you're wondering what is black exactly doing, well, now there is queen takes c3 check. Now notice that the white king has only these many squares. He has king b1 and king a2. No matter where the white king goes, it will eventually be queen b2 checkmate. So this is, I have no doubt, the one that you would have totally enjoyed. Was and is just incredible. Okay, giving away the knight, giving away the rook, and then finally the battery of the queen and the bishop does the trick. By the way, this is known as a battery. The thing is, when the queen is in line with the rook or the bishop, this is known as a battery. Let us look at the variation. Rook c2 check. By the way, if you're thinking what if white does not take the sacrifice and goes to b1, and still rook takes b2 is a check. Now the king has to take. Now the mate is even smoother. So there is no way that white can deny that and will be checkmated whether he accepts it or not. But in the game, king did take the knight, and after this white actually resigned. So something of this sort was not actually played. The moment black sacrifices rook on b2, white realized that this is just game over. And now, before we stop this session, as agreed, what are we going to do? I'm going to make two announcements before we stop. One, that very soon we will take a final call about what and how we are going to proceed should this lockdown period go on to extend. Number two, very soon I'll let you know on your groups on WhatsApp and even on YouTube And the second thing is that this was a session meant for A batch. Very soon, if the B batch guys are wondering like what about us, well, I've not forgotten you. We will very soon have a session for you guys as well. And I recollect I told you that once again we'll just see all those 3 recommendations one final time. So I recommended 3 videos for you, and they were as follows. So the first one was checkmate and stalemate. What is the difference? Please do watch that video. The second one was castling. There are many rules about castling. People are sometimes unaware. And the last but not the least, I recommended watching en passant. Remember, don't go by the spelling. It is en passant because it is a French term. So let me know what you thought about this session. Did you enjoy it? Well, I enjoyed presenting it to you, and I hope you enjoyed it. And we will meet again. Hope sometime very soon. And thank you so much for your positive responses. Keep studying. You've made a note of the positions. We'll set up the board and study. So up until next time, I will take your leave for now. Bye bye.